Okay, and while we wait for the oxtails to cook a little while, what I want you to do is take 2.5 cups of flour, as we said. I want you to go and get yourself a teaspoon of salt, and then your brown sugar that we measured out earlier at 2.5. Put that in there. Then I want you to mix that around real good and incorporate that sugar and that salt into that flour real well. We want a nice consistency with that. Mix it in real well, and then you're going to add your 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup of water. I need to add a little more later too to get it just right. You see that salt doesn't want to, that sugar doesn't want to mix. So you're going to have to really find the little bubbles of sugar and pop them. Mix them in real well. Now that I've mixed those in real well with the flour, we'll add our water. I'm going with 3/4 right now, just because I know it's going to need a little more. And this we're going to make dumplings. We're making dumplings so that we can actually use these in the gravy later. Soak up some of that gravy and spread that beautiful flavor around that you're going to get from the oxtail. So just keep mixing this. If you have to add a little more water, don't be afraid. You might even have to go as much as another 1/2 cup, or even a cup. But we want to start off small and really have you mix real good before you start adding too much, because you can add too much water too quick and then you end up with gunk and it's not really what you're looking for. Okay? Okay, now while I'm running the mixer to kind of beating up the dough a little bit to make the dumplings, this is what you end up with. I've opened this to check it. Move your oxtails around. You're going to have to do this several times. Be careful because it will splash. They're heavy. Make sure you have a strong spoon. But this is that gravy you're going to end up getting. And oh man, is it delicious. The smell is just unbelievable. So now that you've done that, we're going to lower the heat and put it down to a low medium. And we're going to put our pressure cooker lid back on. Lock it in. Now for you that have never used a pressure cooker, make sure that you use a fork or something to release pressure before you go opening the lid. So you could have a very serious burn if you don't. Okay, now that your oxtail's been sitting for like another 10-15 minutes, whatever. What we want to do is relieve the pressure. Let all the pressure out of this. You get it? It seems like not a lot of pressure in it. We'll open it like that. It's been cooking for another 10 minutes or so. Stir it around again. Be careful splashing as the oxtails fall around. You can get a really nasty burn from this. Okay, now we've done that. What we're going to do is I've heated about 6 cups of water here. And what I want you to do is take this water, introduce it to the oxtail, like that. And I want you to mix that around real good. Get all that gravy all go into it. Then I want you to also incorporate about 1/2 cup of evaporated milk, which is about 4 ounces, but I'm using about 5. It just comes that way, which is okay. You can go a little less if you want. Stir that evaporated milk and seasonings and all together. Water. Okay. Now I want to reseal this. Actually, wait a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't want to reseal it. What I want to do is I want to add my onion and spice concoction now. It's been cooking for quite a while. I'll drop this in there. We're going to save a little bit for later if we need it. If we need it. We'll taste it first. But we'll incorporate about 80% of it into this. Mix it into our oxtail. And there we have it. Now I want you to keep this about medium. take your lid, put your lid back on. Get ready to cook that for a little longer. I'm probably going to leave it about another 15-20 minutes, and while we do that, we're going to start making our dumplings, which I've already started doing the dough of it. I'm going to show you in a second how to do the rest. Okay, now this is the dough that we've produced. As you see, we covered everything with an all-purpose flour, same flour that we used to make this. I used unbleached flour, which is what I like. And this is kind of the consistency you want. It ain't sticking to you. Okay, you get it like that. You find a spot, you start to open it up and it starts to stick to you, throw it in some of the flour, get it to not. Pull off a piece. I want you to roll it, not ball, but roll these up, little torpedoes like that. And, just keep making those, make quite a few of them. And this is going to be your dumplings that are going to go into your oxtail sauce. And it's going to be that easy. Then I'll tell you when to incorporate them into it. Oop, one getting away from me here. But it's that simple, people. Okay? Okay, now that you've brought this up till your pot was steaming, now we know we've got the oxtail done. Now I want you to take your pepper grinder, fresh pepper. You grind in a little bit of pepper here. To your taste, you know, whatever you like. Then I want you to take the ketchup that we measured out earlier, get the wrapper off of it, and I want you to put the ketchup in. And this is actually needed in this dish, so don't be afraid to use it. Okay, then we're going to mix it around real good in there. And now we're also going to add our dumplings, because now we are ready for dumplings. This looks so good, doesn't it? Wonderful, wonderful oxtails. Okay, so now we got that incorporated. Let's take our dumplings and just start placing your dumplings in. Now when we put our dumplings in, we don't want to stir this anymore. What we want to do is we want to shake our pan like this, just to incorporate them in, mix anything up. Just give it a little shake, just to stir the juices. Now I've created quite a lot of dumplings, even more than I need. But dumplings are delicious. They're nice to bite into when you're eating. So you're ready for them. Some big, some small, a little in the middle. Okay, now that you've prepared your oxtail and added your dumplings, recover it, put it on the pressure cooker, put it on medium-low, a little shake around, and pretty soon you'll have your oxtail. Yeah, thank you for coming back to Wayne's Kitchen. This is oxtail, wonderfully delicious dish. And remember, have your loved ones do the dishes. You cooked. Thank you. Good night.